listening to the Life of Lozo podcast.
We are live here at Life of Lozo.
He is the funniest, smartest, sexiest guy I
know. Lozo is now live.
Yo, on this episode, I celebrate the 1-year anniversary of the Life of Lozo podcast. I thank all of my guests, sponsors, and supporters, and shout out some of my peeps on Facebook Live. It's been a hell of a year, y'all, and I appreciate you. Thank you to our sponsors, Stay Tuned Studios, The Taylor Shop Inc., GDOHH Productions, A. Charles Photos, The Beat Brigade, Rhyme and Science Clothing, Ronz War Guitars, The Music Experience, Custom Shirts and more, The Art of Kyle Willis, and Jack's Nutrition. Let's go. Yo, yo, yo. What's going on? Life of Lozo podcast live. It is the 1-year anniversary to the day of the Life of Lozo podcast actually becoming a thing. So I figured it would be kind of cool to pop online real quick and give some shout outs, talk about some stuff, see who's up right now. But of course, first and foremost, go blue. So how about those Wolverines, man? It was definitely a good game, and one that at the very, very beginning there, and for the entire first half, I must say, rather concerned. So how about we don't do that anymore, and we play like we want to play. That would be kind of cool. We don't just I guess just show up and do nothing. That was rather difficult to watch, to kind of see what was going on. But I think by the second half, we got some real good coaching going on, and we were able to get on there and actually start to play like a real team. So that was a fun game to watch. I was actually quite happy and surprised about it. So I'm gonna go. Here, let me see here. I'm going to post this on Facebook. But it was a good game. So shouts out to Craig for texting with me the whole time, and making sure that I was aware that he was watching. And that was just a slightly stressful game, but it's all good. You know what I mean? Like it's on a crack, and we're good. We won. We got the win. Go blue. I'm happy. It is what it is. If you are popping on to join the show, please check out the link in the podcast. We are I'm using a new software online called Be Live for posting online and doing live podcasts and being able to bring on guests and do some different things. So what's up, Nikki? What's up, prom date? You're damn right. I'm a loser, baby. Come on. We know those lyrics to that song. It was, that was a dope show. That was definitely a dope game. I'm happy for the win. But I just wanted to pop on tonight, go live a little bit and do some podcasting. And again, if you've got Google Chrome, or I believe an iOS device, all you got to do is click on that link that I've pinned on my Facebook page, and you can actually pop in right away. What up, Frankie? What's up, Playboy? Thanks, bro. Happy anniversary. I know, right? It's been 1 year for Life of Lozo podcast, with a whole lot of stuff going on, a whole lot of things that happened. I could not be happier and more excited to pop on and share this 1 year, because there's some more stuff that's going on that we'll be getting some more content online relatively soon here as we continue a couple different shows. So kind of with that being said, I just wanted to run through real quick just all the guests that I've had on the show over the course of a year. Many of you have been on a couple of times for different shows, for different reasons, for different things. But I want to give everybody a shout out real quick, and then talk a little bit about some of the stuff that's happened since we first got on and first started doing the podcast. So first and foremost, I definitely want to thank Don Ringhofer. What's up, Antonio? What's up, bro? What's up? What's going on, man? You still out in Denver? I think that's where you're still out I remember that's where you were at for a long time. I think you're still out there, bro. But first and foremost, Don Ringhofer, the owner of Stay Tuned Studios, and kind of my partner in crime in regards to STS podcast, and really, Don opening up his business, having some great conversations, and talking about podcasting and wanting to bring that element to his business at the same exact time that I was looking to launch the show. So it worked out great. We used Stay Tuned Studios for all of the Jacksonville episodes. And it's a wonderful place. It's totally awesome. If not gone down there and used that space, go check it out. And if you're into podcasting, go talk to Don. Tell him Lozo sent you, and he'll definitely take care of you. What's up, Wally? What's up, dog? Thank you, Go Blue. Right? Exactly. Yeah, that was nail biting. Those about the 10-minute mark there till we started actually playing. So I'm hoping that second half team shows up for the whole game on Monday, and if so, I think we got a chance. So definitely Go Blue. So getting into guests. So first guest, and been on the show many times as a guest and also a co-host, Christian Abrahamson, the private jeweler, Exego Sales Consulting. Always a fun time on the show. Always a great show. Always great stories, but it was super cool to kick off the entire concept of the podcast with Christian, just because we're really good friends, and when we get on the shows together, man, we have a good time, and we always get great content. So shouts to Christian, shouts to Squiggy. Episode number 2, and also on the show many different times, talking about hip hop, talking about rock and roll and rock music, talking about the top 5 MCs. He's been on the show multiple times. Always a good time. Chris Gafka, talking about technology and all the fun stuff with home automation and everything. Sarah Manzelio, Team Arm Hunter. Go girl! I know you're training right now for Worlds out in LA again for BJJ, so keep it going. Ricky Rockman, Jose Mangan, Matt Pinfield, Exhibit for hanging out at the different rock concerts across the country last year, from Rockville to Chicago Open Air, and thanks for being cool people, man. You never know. You meet people sometimes that you've seen on TV, or that you feel they're celebrities or rock stars or whatever. And you're never really sure how they are. But all those cats, super cool. A lot of other rock stars we met, super cool. Ice-T, Body Count, super cool. But thank you for helping me have some content, doing some interviews, and the whole deal. Yes, sir. Keto brother. Come on, Frankie. It's keto 100% of the time. So, yeah, man. Let's see who else. Chris Stark, obviously. Chris popped on when we first started doing some of the leadership podcasts, and he was the guy asking the questions of leadership. And of course, for a lot of you that follow Life of Lozo podcast and kind of what we did, we got into Hacking Your Leadership, which really has taken off. That's been a really, really fun podcast. We were able to kind of get all the leadership stuff out of Life of Lozo, do its own thing. But the responses have been amazing. The downloads, the subscribers have been amazing. I think it's in the background. You might be able to see it, but Chris got interviewed by Forbes magazine, which was cool. But I think that the coolest part about that show is the amount of people that send messages, emails, text messages, DMs, whatever, asking questions about leadership, sharing what's going on, asking for help, guidance, advice, or just saying like, we love the show, keep it up, really agree with your point of view on that. But that's a whole lot of fun. And that was not even in the thought process when I first started Life of Lozo. I literally just wanted to talk about like hip hop and like talk about hood rat shit with my friends, because that's what we like to do sometimes. And so many people were talking about leadership that it just ended up being that thing. But that's completely, run its own course, and we're putting out content twice a week, and it's been really, really fun. So shouts to Chris, shouts to Sean Mikes, Sean Hawkins, my man from college, my college roommate living down here in Central Florida as well. Really the golden decade of hip hop episodes, and what we have upcoming with Face Off. Face Off is what our original college radio show was back in Michigan, and we're bringing it back, and it's going to be dope. We already got 3 or 4 episodes in the can right now. We're still working on some intro, outro stuff. but it's cool. You guys are gonna love it, especially if you're into hip hop and independent hip hop and R&B and urban music. It's just the whole concept is cool, and the whole idea is we're gonna talk about music that we find that we think is dope and share it with each other and get those first time reactions. And the only requirement is that it's independent musicians. So we just want to basically talk about, cats that are out there grinding, cats that are out there putting music out, that are following their passions, and they're not signed, because at the end of the day, I've dealt with a lot of independent artists. I was in LA for a while, and that's what people need, man. You need pub, you need people to promo for you, you need people to co-sign. And so I'm super excited because we found some fantastic independent artists from all over the world. But I've been digging real deep in Orlando. So Orlando, Jacksonville. I know quite a few in Jacksonville. So look forward to hearing about some of those artists. But Orlando, I'm stumbling upon some Orlando independent artists here, and I'm looking for more. So by all means, friends, family, whatever. You got people that are independent urban music. I would love to hear it. Tag me on their stuff. Send it to me. Let me check it out so that we can do our part, talk about it, give it some love, get it out to the audiences. So that's going to be a super dope ass show. Jason, Mike, and Daniel, thanks for talking about the 80s and growing up in the 80s and talking about aliens. Two of my most favorite things to talk about. Really good shows, really fun podcasts, really good feedback. And I appreciate you guys being on. Kool-Aid, my man, thank you, brother. You've been there, and always hopping on any shows that I do in regards to hip hop. You made a really heavy claim on one show about your ability to freestyle, and we put it on the test on the next show, and you absolutely murdered it. It was crazy. You are one of the best that I've ever heard do it from a freestyle standpoint. So I give you props on that. But I know with this new technology and some of the things that we're doing now, it's going to be, it's going to be cool. I think we're going to do some more episodes, and we're probably going to do them over the internet and let people get on and interact in the whole thing. Thank you, babe. Love you too. Appreciate the podcast. I will get to your name, I promise. I know you were also on the show. Yeah, Belicia, who dat? What up? Thank you for hopping on, Belicia Walker and Blythe. They popped on, I think it was the beginning of season 2 or season 3, and we were talking about social media. Had some great conversation with them about all things social media, and that was a lot of fun. And two wonderful young women who are doing some really, really cool stuff, still in the game, doing a lot of social media, some influencer stuff. So shouts out to Belicia and Blythe. Mike from Jack's Nutrition, my day one guy with the podcast. I shopped at Mike's stores. They were fantastic employees. I stopped by one time. We ended up, connecting and talking to each other. And I told him I was getting into this podcast thing. He's like, I want in. What do I got to do? So you've heard Jack's Nutrition mentioned every single episode since the beginning of Life of Lozo. And Mike's just a good dude. So, Jack's Nutrition in Jacksonville, if you're up there, please show them some love. They got all kinds of new fit meal stuff they're doing, and they have a bakery now with protein stuff. It's crazy. So go check out Jack's Nutrition. Great store, great people, great owner. Shouts to Mike. My brother Doug and our friend Justin, he popped on the podcast during a vacation. Had a really great time, good conversation about all kinds of stuff. And then, of course, my brother John, he was down here in Florida a couple of weeks back. His episode came out. And I heard y'all loud and clear. John will be back on the show. I got so much feedback on that fool on the show and his ridiculousness. And he's just he's a riot, man. The guy's funny as hell. He speaks his mind. He has zero filter, which is what makes it absolutely awesome when he's on the show. But definitely, John, you'll be back on the show. I promise. I promised everybody that you would be. So we're gonna make that work. And of course, Doug's gonna be back on. My other brother Doug will be back on the show as well because he's coming to Florida in a couple of weeks. So I know we're gonna get some time to podcast too. So that'll be a good time. Let's see, where am I at here? Reggie Mack, yes sir, Reggie Mack, and dude, Popcorn, man. We're changing the nickname, dude. Popcorn. As a matter of fact, if you are in the Orlando area this Saturday, April 7th, I will be ring announcing at Combat Night Pro 5. It's this Saturday, April 7th at the Orlando Live Events. Doors open at 4 p.m. and Reggie Mack will be fighting on Saturday. So I got to see Reggie fight at another Combat Night event in Jacksonville a couple months back. Christian and I went, cheered him on, and he took the win, and he's fighting for the title. So he's back in the title fight this Saturday in Orlando. Shouts to Reggie Mack. I'll be there. I'm not biased or anything, but you better win, bro. Come on, man. But shouts to Reggie. Daniel Matorka, the Taylor Shop Inc., also somebody from the very beginning in regards to supporting the podcast and being a sponsor. And that was cool. A great episode. Daniel had a knockout fashion show last fall in November, actually. It was amazing. The pictures from that event, the feedback from that event was absolutely awesome. So shouts to Daniel and the Taylor Shop Inc. Check him out. He's out on Southside in Jacksonville if you're looking for any type of tailoring, custom shirts, custom suits. He does all that stuff. He's a bespoke tailor. Great work. Of course, my wife, Courtney. Thank you, babe, for popping on the show a couple times. We had a couple of fun episodes. And now with the new studio here in the Dub G's, I expect we'll be doing even some more podcasting here in the house. Of course, the Hills Boys, Frankie, Liz, Dizzle, and Hecto. Frankie popped on first. He was the whole crew was invited, but Frankie was the only one who showed up. So we did a Frankie Liz episode and had a great time. Represented the Hills. It was a lot of fun. And then finally, we drug half the crew over here. Hecto and Dizzle and Frankie all came out. We talked keto craziness. We had a little bit of quiz going on. We had a really good time. What's up, Sean? Hey, dude. Trust me, bro. Now that I got this thing going on with Be Live and webcams and ability to do podcasting, you're next on my list, bro. We are going to podcast. I'm getting you on the show. I got to talk about all this social media influence stuff you're doing because a lot of questions, man. A lot of people want to know about the game and love seeing you travel the country, bro. Love seeing you out there doing your thing. I think. Are you coming back? Hopefully you're coming back out to Jacksonville for Social Media Day. I've seen a lot of advertising on that. If you are, I'm going to try to make it up there. I think I said maybe it was in June. I think it's when it's coming, June 29th or something like that. I'll have to look and see. But if you're coming out, bro, to Jayville again, we will connect this time, I promise. But before that, we will podcast. I will track you down and we will make it happen, dude. So thanks for popping on. Lex, my boy Lex out in LA. Yeah, bro. Yeah. Okay. See, there we go. We're going to make it happen, dude. Lex in LA, my old partner in crime, 03 Productions. He is responsible for the intro beat for the show. And he's just a sick producer, does a lot of stuff out in LA, mixing, mastering, teaching. My boy Lex is out there. We're going to get him back on the show again and talk a little bit more in depth around independent music and publishing and some of the things that people have asked me about. They want to learn more about, but super dope. A couple of weeks back, I did a Sunday live mixtape with DJ Freefall, DJ Ray Love, and DJ A Styles, and of course my boy Jeff Hicks hooked it all up. Brought me into the crew to meet all those cats. Super cool dudes. Everybody is been crazy in March. We got that show in on a Sunday night. We had a great time doing it. Everybody was like, yo, March is madness. So I know effective the end of today going into Easter tomorrow, we're gonna get together again in April. And I'm trying to bring down Freefall, Ray Love, and A Styles down here to the studio and do some podcasting, talk about some hip hop. But we really enjoyed the live mix stuff. So more to come on that, trying to work a couple of angles on how we can do that more often, but also do it in a way that it won't get pulled down from Facebook and YouTube. So we got a couple of ideas and that should work out as well. Casper, thank you, bro, for popping on the Prime album review. We tried to do the Facebook Live thing. It didn't end up working how we thought it would work, but now I got a new solution and you're all set up. So we will be podcasting soon. Would definitely appreciate your conversation and insight on the Prime album review. And then most recently, DJ Crazy Kaz, DJ Cut Nice, doing a golden decade of hip hop, 1995. Shouts out to those dudes, man. Those are my dudes from Michigan. Good people, good stuff. Really a good time. We will figure out the audio thing. That is tough to do a podcast with a microphone from a computer. We learned that the hard way, but we will figure that out. We'll do some more live mixes in the future. But yeah, man, that was a rundown of all the guests that have been on the show. A couple that I'm talking about trying to get on the show. But one hell of a year for the Life of Lozo podcast. A lot of sponsors, supporters of the show. Thank you to everybody, man. I feel like I skipped. Did I talk about Brooks? I think I skipped Brooks. Yeah, I did skip Brooks because I was just thinking about that. Brooks Whalen from Local Goods Market. Super cool dude. Somebody trying to do something for the small business and the creators in Jacksonville. Love his concept. Support that man. If you are a creator, if you make stuff, if you're a small business, hook up with Local Goods Market. It's a great way to help, spread the word of small business and grow small business in Jacksonville. But I was just thinking about that when I was talking about supporters and sponsors. And then, of course, I can't forget, number one, Kyle Willis, The Art of Kyle Willis. That's my dude. I talk about him on pretty much every single episode because he does all this dope ass artwork everywhere. He's always down for the challenge. I call him with crazy ideas. I'm shipping out these comic books to Kaz and to Cut Nice here this week, but he did all these comic books for the show. So support that man. He's a dope artist, a dope guy in the community, always supporting other artists, always bringing them up. I just saw him inviting me to some other pages of some other artists recently because that's just who he is. So cool dude. My boy Joey Mapes, shout to Joey Mapes Beat Brigade. He's responsible for the outro beat on Life of Lozo podcast. Really good friend of mine. Dope hip hop. More to come. You're gonna hear his name. You're gonna hear some of his music in the future here. But yeah, man, it's been a hell of a year. A couple of quick little updates I can tell you. So the Hacking Your Leadership in the podcast, we had a couple big things that are going on. A part of that is I finally finished my book, my leadership book. It is done, it is completed. I got great news. I've got the forward to that book is being written and worked on right now. So I fully intend to have that book launched in April. So more to come. You'll see a bunch of stuff around that. I'll be talking about it. I'll be promoting it, but just a really cool bucket list thing that I got to do. Super excited to get it out there, but also super nervous because you know what, like. You put your stuff out in the world, you never know what's going to happen. I'm just hoping that some people get value from it, and I think they will, but it is what it is. So that's exciting news. And yeah, so this whole thing now with the Facebook Live podcast, and then it goes to audio. This is what I'm in for the remainder of this year. We're going to do a couple of these different shows. I'm going to try to do a couple more so we get a lot more content out weekly. But what I love to do again is utilize, people that want to pop in the show, people that want to be guests, people that want to engage with us in this format. This is where I'm going with it. And then again, but every Friday, 5 a.m., you'll get the audio version. So for all you audio heads like I am, that's how I consume most of the stuff that I'm listening to is on audiobooks and or podcasts, unless I'm on the elliptical and I'm watching, podcasts on YouTube or whatever the case is. So check it out. Thank you guys again. It's been a hell of a year for Life of Lozo podcast. I had to pause to celebrate tonight and share some of the things that are going on and give a whole bunch of thank yous to everybody. So thank you guys for tuning in. More to come. Go Blue. We better show up on Monday. I'm gonna need some bets, man. Hey, Kevin and Kevin Moore, and you know who you are, and and Calvin. What's up? All my Michigan State people. What's up? Hey, we made a bet. We did the Detroit Flavor Pack, right? And that's for those that don't know. If you're from Detroit, there's a company up there that will ship you Detroit Fagos and Better Made chips and the Werner Ginger Ale, like all types of Michigan type of foods and snacks. They will ship them all over the world. And so we had a bet for the Michigan State football game. I had to pay up. But hey, Michigan's in the national championship. So if anybody wants to hop on and throw a bet for me on us winning or losing, I'm in. And I'll buy some snacks if I lose because I'm down for that. So, all right, y'all. Appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in. Check this out. Life of Lozo. Out of here. Deuces. The Life of Lozo podcast is brought to you by Stay Tuned Studios, STS Podcast, Taylor Shop Inc., 03 Productions, The Beat Brigade, Rhyme Designs Clothing, Ronz War Guitars, The Music Experience, Custom Shirts and more, Local Goods Market, The Art of Kyle Willis, The Josh the Man MMA Foundation, and of course Jack's Nutrition. Yo, if you're an independent hip-hop artist, please holler at your boy. Send us some music. We're doing some reviews on upcoming shows. And of course, if you like the episode, please share it and tell all your friends about it and rate it on iTunes. Thank you so much, y'all. Peace.